Hey, what's up guys, my name is Sean Arnold and welcome to the third round of a match I was having with Porknaiser over this past weekend. He was playing his scrap deck and I've been playing my Plant Synchro deck. Both of us kind of learning our decks here and kind of just showing off what we can do with them. It is one game apiece in this match. My apologies for not uploading the first round of the match, but I did upload an extra video of us playing each other before the match. A little bit confusing, I know, but all you gotta know is it's one game apiece, and we are going head to head for the last time, and let's see who can win. So Porknaiser is having to go first here, after I chose to go second. He's starting off with Terraforming into Scrap Factory, a fantastic spell card which allows him to continuously recycle his scrap monsters, especially summon new ones when one is destroyed. Kind of like Amazonist Village, but I think it's probably better in a way. It's probably more consistent because Amazonist cards don't have as many good monsters as scrap monsters do. He then sets 2 cards on the field and 1 monster face down, and now it's my turn over here. So, got a couple of options here. First I'm going to start off with Upstart Goblin. Upstart Goblin is going to allow me to draw 1 more card for 1000 life points. And now I've got a variety of options, and this is something I'm trying to learn, is trying to decide what do I go for first in a game, what do I really want to work towards. There's so many options to work towards here that you really can do anything. I'm going to start with Mathematician. Mathematician is a level 3 monster that allows me to send a level 4 or lower monster from my deck to the graveyard. Now I'm trying to decide what's going to be best, and I went for Shadow Dragon. Shadow Dragon is a level 4 monster with an effect that when it is sent to the graveyard you can destroy 1 spell card on the field, spell or trap card on the field. And the one I'm going to go for is Scrap Factory, as that's what generates a lot of advantage for my opponent. And also I chose Shadow Dragon because it can be revived later on with Mask Chameleon if I get the chance to use it. Unfortunately there's nothing else I can do this turn. I have no cards to set up on back row. This deck is very light on terms of spell and trap cards to protect monsters. So Mathematician is going to be out there all on his lonesome. But there is some backup in the forms of Gauls, and Mathematician's effect is also kind of useful. However, Porknaiser decides that this is not the turn for him to start attacking, so chooses to pass quite quickly. And now I draw into Vanity's Emptiness, which I can use to stun him if I need to. Now I have a variety of options here. I could go for Mask Chameleon, revive Shadow Dragon, and go into maybe a level 8 Synchro Summon. Or I can start filling my deck out with Lone-Fire Blossom. Maybe I could do a play with Reborn Tengu. But I'm going to go for the Mask Chameleon play, and I'm going to activate the effect and summon Shadow Dragon from the graveyard. That is, if it's not stopped, that is. Porknaiser's having a think, he's having a thought. If I was able to get a monster out like Stardust Dragon, that would be really good because of all the destruction Scrap Dragons have, and I should be able to negate that with Stardust Dragon. And it looks like I might be able to. The summon went through quite easily, so I could go to Black Rose and nuke the field, or I could go into Stardust to protect my monsters. I think I will probably go for Stardust Dragon, just because it lets me set up more plays in the future. And although his back row is a little bit threatening, but I'll give it a try. We'll go for Stardust. We can only call this a learning experience. So let's bring out Stardust, and hopefully Stardust will be able to negate a couple of monster effects, or even spell and trap card effects actually. Alright, with Stardust and Mathematician on the field, I feel a little bit confident to go and attack. Let's see what that face down card is. It is Scrap Goblin, a monster which cannot be destroyed by battle. However, if it's targeted for an attack as a face-up defense position card, it is destroyed at the end of the battle phase. Interesting card there, interesting little stall mechanic. But at this time being, I'm not going to attack with Stardust. I think I might just hold back. And my opponent now plays Scrap Storm. Scrap Storm lets you target 1 scrap monster you control, send it to the graveyard. And I decide to chain to Scrap Storm with Stardust Dragon to negate it. Right, Stardust Dragon should negate that, and hopefully I can bring it back later on. However, before I do that, I'm going to put that Vanity's Emptiness to stun my opponent if I need to. And gonna go into my end phase and hope bring back Stardust Dragon. But for some reason it missed the timing there. I'm really not sure as to why that happened. For some reason I just couldn't bring back Stardust. I negated the activation. I'm really not sure what happened there. Really not quite sure at all what happened there. Kind of baffed about what happened. Yeah. Negate the activation, and if you do destroy, during the end phase, if this effect was activated this turn and was not negated, you can special summon this card from your graveyard. I have no idea. I have no idea why Stardust could not come back. I figured I used this effect and therefore I should have been able to bring it back, but for some reason it just didn't happen. Kind of weird. If anyone's watching this video can see why that is, then do let me know in the comments down below. Porknaiser chooses to set down one more monster, still building up his resources. I managed to grab MST, and MST I'm going to use to destroy his final spell or trap card on the field. It is Torrential Tribute, which is good. And now that that's out, I'm going to play Lone Fire Blossom to start filling out my deck and special summoning more monsters. Lone Fire Blossom is a very good card. It's great because it can kind of search out any plant monster from your deck onto the field, and it makes plants really strong. There's really no other monster quite like Lone Fire Blossom, so if you ever choose to run a plant monster in the future, have a look at that, and it has a whole assortment of different cards it can toolbox into. One other thing that's good about Lone Fire Blossom is that it's not restricted to activating Lone Fire's effect once per turn. The card can only activate once per turn, but the effect can be used as many times as you want, so you can actually use all 2 copies in Legacy of the Duelist. There's only 2 that you can have. You can use 2 copies in a turn and fill out your deck, making it a little bit smaller so you can get to key cards quicker. Now I'm trying to decide, what do I want to use here? What do I want to bring out? If I had rank 3 monsters, I could bring out Cherry Beansman and do some rank 3 summons, but I don't. Similarly, I could do the same with Dandelion, but what I really wanted to start doing is setting up my synchro plays. So what I'm probably going to do here is I'm probably going to bring out Glow Up Bulb, and Glow Up Bulb will let me recycle it several times so that I can use it for multiple synchros, especially with something like Reborn Tengu. That would be really good to use. So Glow Up Bulb comes out. Now I could go into a synchro summon straight away, but Scrap Goblin is not destroyed by battle, so I need to trigger his effect so that he can destroy himself. So I'm going to go to the battle phase and I'm actually going to attack with both of my monsters. Start off with Glow Up Bulb. Glow Up Bulb will attack into Scrap Goblin, and then I'll leave that be and let it destroy itself later on. And now I'm going to attack that face down card and see what that is. I think it might be a Scrap Golem, sorry. Scrap Golem, which is not actually no, it's not Scrap Golem, sorry. I'm thinking of a completely different jewel, never mind. It was one of the level 4 scrap monsters, and that's a shame because now Scrap Goblin, when it destroys itself, is going to be able to add 1 scrap monster from my opponent's graveyard back to his hand. Kind of wish I hadn't actually attacked that face down card now, because now it's going to be able to recycle it. Otherwise Scrap Goblin would have whiffed, but at least I managed to clear the field a little bit. And here comes Scrap Chimera back from the graveyard to the hand. I really like the Scrap archetype. The way it kind of recycles, it kind of makes sense with the theme of the archetype. I love it when a deck kind of does what it's designed to do, as opposed to just having certain effects just for the sake of having it. You know, the idea of that is all about recycling and reusing old stuff and making them new again. It makes sense. It really works well, and I think it kind of suits the gameplay of reviving from the graveyard over and over again. To end this turn, I'm going to summon that Armory Arm, using Glow Up Bulb and Mathematician, just because it's a little bit stronger, and Scrap Chimera is going to probably clear my field anyway. So I'm going to now end my turn, and let's see what Porknaiser draws into. But it's been fun playing a synchro deck like this. I still need to do a lot more training with it. Here comes that still. I still need to do a lot of practicing if I really want to learn it. I don't want to really say it's my kind of deck. I find it to be kind of boring, to say the least. It's just all about special summoning monsters over and over again, and really that is really kind of what the game is these days, but just really not my style, you know. But it has been okay, you know. It's not been too bad learning to play this type of deck, although I don't know if I'll be continuing to do so in the future. At least not one which is, if I did, I'll probably be building one with more my style, more kind of quirks, as opposed to using a build which a friend of mine gave to me. But it's all good, it's okay. Using Vanity's Emptiness to stun Scrap Chimera so he can't revive anything from the graveyard, which could have been devastating. But now he's going to swing with both my monster and his monster for 1700 and 1800 to do, what's that, 3500 in total. That's a big chunk of damage, and that's one of the things I do worry about with this deck, is that sometimes it is very, very low on defense, and there's got to be a way to kind of play a synchro deck without it being just all about special summons and still be able to kind of maintain the versatility of having back row cards as well. But if I do another synchro deck, it probably might be about Jerry's Beesman. I might maybe do like a rank 3 / synchro hybrid deck with Jerry Beesman, because Low Fire Blossom is so good and it searches out Bean. But we'll see. So anyway, to start off this turn, I'm going to play Raigeki. Raigeki is going to destroy all monsters on the field. They're going to get sent to the graveyard, and unfortunately I'm also going to lose Vanity's Emptiness. But that's okay. I should be able to make some plays off of this. Bye bye VE. And now I'm going to summon out Reborn Tengu. One of the best monsters to use for Synchro Summon. Just really, really good resource, really great fodder for Synchro deck. And now I'm going to bring back Glow Up Ball by sending the top card of my deck, Foolish Burial, to the graveyard and bring that back. And now I can go to a rank 5 Synchro. Now I really do need some better, not rank 5 Synchros, it's level 5. I get mixed up between ranks and levels all the time now. I really do need to get some better level 5 monsters, because level 5 seems to be such a high frequency number for a deck like this. And TG Hyper Librarian is easily the best one, but only when you're able to summon more monsters, and I'm not going to be able to synchro summon more monsters. And Samsara is nice, but it's just a little too defense heavy. So I'm going to bring out TG Hyper Librarian so I can at least do some damage this turn, but I'm not going to be able to use this effect, I don't think. Unless I draw into a tuner. Who knows. Here comes Reborn Tengu again. Should be able to do a nice chunk of damage to Porknaiser this turn. Let's go to the battle phase. And first I'm going to swing with the lowest attacking monster, and then I'll go for the highest attacking monster. The reason why I do this is because of Gauze. When Gauze became such a popular card, when it was first introduced, a lot of people were running it, and you never wanted to... I learned to choose not to attack with my strongest monster first, because if they summon Gauze and it has a token with the strongest attack, then you can't do anything about that. Whereas if you start with the lowest attack monster and they choose to play Gauze, then you could swing over it with the bigger monster a little later on. It's just a small little lesson that I learned a long time ago, and but fortunately I don't have to worry about that while playing against Porknaiser anyway. Set down Vanity's Emptiness, and now we are off into turn 9, Porknaiser's 5th turn, and we will see what he can do here. He sets down one spell or trap card on the field and normal summons Scrap Chimera. Scrap Chimera will let him revive one card from the graveyard and special summon it to his field. One Scrap Tuner, that is. And he's going to choose Scrap Goblin. If he can get Scrap Goblin out, he may have gone into something like Black Rose Dragon, which would have been able to destroy everything on the field. But fortunately I have Vanity's Emptiness to stun him. And Scrap Chimera isn't so strong that he can't run over my monsters. So I'm in a good position here. Really quite in a comfortable position here, because I managed to kind of shut down the source of Porknaiser's advantage generation, which is Scrap Factory, which allows him to keep his monster count up. And by getting rid of that, it's really kind of slowed his deck down, which is really good. Unfortunately, I haven't seen things like Scrap Golem yet, so I'm in a decent and comfortable position right now. Okay, into main phase 1. There's not a lot which I can do here. I am going to be a little bit concerned about that back row card because Porknaiser does run a lot of spell and trap cards such as Mirror Force and Dimensional Prison. So I'm going to swing and attack because I want to... Am I going to attack? No, I choose not to. I decide that it's not worth actually risking my monsters at this point in time. If I was to run into Mirror Force, I would lose my entire field. I would lose 3 cards just for the one of his. And that would be a big risk, and that could allow him to swing and turn back the game. So I've decided not to do that. I'm going to wait until I have more resources to at least rebuild the field if I need to, or destroy his spell and trap cards. And so we're back to the stall game, the setup game, and now he's put all his cards on the field, 3 unknown cards, 2 spell and trap cards, and 1 monster. And he sends Scrap Chimera into defense. He's playing very defensively. Makes me kind of think maybe he doesn't have a Mirror Force, but then again, who knows, you know, it's hard to say. And to lose my entire field right now would be a really big downside. Fortunately, I managed to draw into Debris Dragon. I don't think there's... Yes, I do. I have a couple of monsters which I can revive with Debris Dragon in the grave already. Debris Dragon is a really good level 4 monster which can revive any monster with 500 attack or less in the graveyard. And then it can use that easily to go into a dragon based synchro. Something like Black Rose Dragon would work really well here. And look, lo and behold, it is Mirror Force. Mirror Force was on the field. So unfortunately, I'm going to lose pretty much my entire field. And there goes my alarm. I'm so sorry, folks, about that. I have to do my recording very early in the morning. So there's my morning alarm in case I'm super late and don't wake up. And yeah, there goes my entire field. Fortunately, thanks to Reborn Tengu, I'm going to be able to special summon 1 more, so I haven't lost everything quite so much, but still it's kind of sad that my entire field got blown up there. And here comes Bottomless Trap Hole to stop Reborn Tengu and get rid of that too. So wow, that's a lot of traps, like I said, Porknaiser has, and I've lost all my monsters. Now, Reborn Tengu still will try to activate, but we've got no more cards in my deck to act as special summon, so it's gonna whiff. Don't know why I'm taking so long for this. Maybe I was there we go. Okay. And what can I do for the rest of the term? I haven't normal summoned yet, so maybe I can bring out Debris Dragon and go into something bigger. I could go to Black Rose and nuke the field. Or I could summon maybe something else, but we'll see in a moment. Debris Dragon's going to revive Lone Fire Blossom. And before I actually do bring out summon with Debris Dragon, I could actually use Lone Fire Blossom to actually summon out Jerry Bring. No, its effect is going to be negated. Never mind. But now I'm going to summon that Black Rose, and I'm just going to destroy everything on the field. Even though I could potentially keep her on the field, I just don't want to risk a single thing and allow Porknaiser to get into one of his synchro summons. I would rather leave him with 0 cards. Although that doesn't necessarily mean anything too bad for a deck like his. A single Scrap Chimera can bring out a synchro monster, so he can still easily turn this around and come back. Okay, now into turn 13. Let's see what card he gets. He gets a spell or trap card, sets it down in the field, which is fine by me. However, I don't really have many cards which I can play right now anyway. Maxi is not really doing much until my opponent can special summon, and neither is Gauze until my opponent does damage. Fortunately, I drew into Masked Comedian. Masked Comedian will let me summon a monster with 0 defense in my graveyard, and I should still have Shadow Dragon there, so welcome back Shadow Dragon. Shadow Dragon will be revived, and now I can go into a level 8. Unfortunately, I don't have Stardust anymore because don't know what happened with Stardust. But I do have 2 other monsters which I can go into. One being Crimson Blader, one being Red Dragon Archfiend. Either or, it would be fine. But I'm also a little bit worried about that back row card. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just attack with Masked Comedian first. See if I can do some damage. See if my opponent responds. Because I would rather keep 1 defense position monster in the field rather than losing a big monster like Crimson Blader or Red Dragon Archfiend. Fortunately, it goes through, so I'm now going to assume that card is a bluff. And now we're going to go to main phase 2, and I have to summon Crimson Blader. If I summon Red Dragon Archfiend, it would destroy itself because of its effect that destroys all monsters that did not attack this turn. So Crimson Blader will come out. Crimson Blader is not one of the best level 8 synchros. He is there because, again, I don't really have all the synchro monsters in this game. But Crimson Blader is a okay monster where if it destroys a monster by battle, my opponent cannot special summon level 5 or higher monsters during their next turn. If I was able to get that effect off, that would be a really crippling against a deck like Porknaiser's, because he would not be able to synchro summon into, say, Scrap Twin Dragon. Okay, Porknaiser draws a card. What's it gonna be? Another spell trap card. So, still gonna be kind of cautious, but Porknaiser really hasn't been able to get any momentum in this game here, which is fine by me. It's been pretty much more consistent for myself. Unfortunately, I managed to draw into 1-for-1. 1-for-1 I could potentially use to bring out another level 1 tuner monster if I wanted to, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go into the battle phase and I'm going to swing for 2800 if its attack goes through directly, or we will try and get rid of one of those spell or trap cards if Porknaiser decides to use it. He does. He was saving this from before. Dimensional Prison. Dimensional Prison is going to banish Crimson Blader. Going to protect his life points. And so I've really got to find another way to kind of mount an advantage. Or to keep the pressure on him. Okay, so I'm going to have to end my battle phase there. Now, I could use 1-for-1, but it might be a little bit too early to do so until I can guarantee I can summon another monster to the field. But I was just checking my graveyard to see what I have already used, and I think Spore is still in my deck. Right, over to Porknaiser's turn. He sets one card on the field. Could be a Scrap Goblin again. But it's been really fun playing against Porknaiser these past couple of days. Oh wow, I drew into Black Luster Soldier, Envoy of the Beginning. A really awesome card. That is going to come out straight away. I really want to put the pressure on my opponent. But yeah, it was really fun playing against Porknaiser. Really enjoy seeing the Scrap deck. I've never ever seen one before. And yeah, it's really just a nice archetype. So just checking my decks to see what plays I can make, if there's anything I can say synchro summon into. But no, Black Luster Soldier is still pretty good on its own, so let's special summon it. Let's banish Armory Arm, and let's banish Shadow Dragon, or TG Hyper Librarian. TG Hyper Librarian will do. And let's bring out Black Luster. And hopefully Black Luster will be able to do some damage. But actually, instead of doing an attack this turn, I'm just going to use this effect to banish that face down card, because who knows what that spell or trap card could be. It could be something to get rid of Black Luster if he attacks. And I managed to banish a Scrap Goblin, I think. So Scrap Goblin is now being removed, which is good and fine for me. And now I'm going to end my turn. Black Luster is such a good card. I'm surprised we still see him in more decks. You still see him in enough decks, but I'm surprised we don't see him in even more decks than we do in this day and age. Okay, Porknaiser ends his turn quite quickly. And this could become the last duel of the game, last turn of the game. I'm trying to see if there's any level 9 secrets I can go into. I do have Leo of the Sacred Tree, and I could use that with Spore, but it wouldn't be enough damage to kind of end this game here. So first, let's go into the battle phase. Let's attack with Black Luster. Let's see if Porknaiser responds at all. Free pass to attack that directly. And I'm going to end my turn there and play it safe. Not use too many resources here. Okay, turn 21. Porknaiser, are you going to be able to do anything, dude? Let's see what he has. Dark Hole. Oh, wow. So Dark Hole is going to be able to destroy all monsters in the field. That being Lackluster Soldier. And he ends his turn. So, yeah, Porknaiser really just couldn't mount any kind of momentum here. But I managed to draw it to MST, and I think this is pretty much going to be game here. Even though I don't have a lot of strong monsters, I have enough to kind of take the game here. So let's play MST, destroy that final card. Let's see what it is. Come on. Yes, I can have a copy of MST. And yeah, that's going to be it. I'm going to be able to summon Spore or Maxi, and I'm going to be able to attack for game. But really good game to see you, Porknaiser. Thank you for challenging me to a match. Really enjoy seeing your deck, and hope to play you again in the near future. Couple of things that are going on the channel, you guys. Over the next couple of days, well, from the time this video is going to be uploaded, I'm going to be doing some Dev Pro streaming. I'm going to be doing a stream called Jerry Beansman versus the World, with some new artwork which I got from a person named Robin, which was really kind of her to do. And we've also started a new streaming podcast series called Dev Bros, which will be every single Monday. So hopefully you guys will tune into that if you like hearing people talk about Yu-Gi-Oh and video games. Alright guys, that's going to be it for me today. I'll see you soon. Take care.